Okay, I'm back because you all told me I did it wrong last time. Now, if you haven't seen this video, then you may not know what I'm talking about, but if you have, you've probably seen these comments. I got an overwhelming response of people telling me that I didn't use a full coverage foundation, which I did, it was medium to full coverage, and that the shade didn't match, which, yes, the shade was slightly off. And a lot of you suggested for me to use a full coverage foundation and a shade that matched me better. So I'm back with the All Shades Matter Mattifying Foundation in shade 30 Fate, which matches my skin perfectly. Like, look at that shade match. I don't think we're getting any closer than this. Now, as you can see here on the website, it does say that it is a medium to full coverage foundation. So usually I would pump this out onto my hand, but today we're going everywhere. And like I said last time, I use a brush to apply it, so I'm using a brush this time. And this is the foundation. Now, this does a pretty good job of covering my skin because I've applied it thick, and I mean, like, this is more foundation than I would ever apply on my face. But what I'm gonna do is blend it out so it looks like skin, and when I start to do that, you can see that you do start seeing the color underneath, and it's only if you apply it super thick that you actually get the coverage. I'm gonna do my eyes. That's kind of scary. Now, I didn't use a beauty blender because beauty blenders do give you a much sheerer coverage. I am using a brush and I am stippling it in because I still want it to look like skin. I don't want it to look like I have a layer of product on my face. So I am going to stipple it in. And for the sake of this, I'm not going to do my ears because I don't want to get foundation in my earrings. So let's just pretend like they're already done. And then the excess product, I'm just going to do a little bit of my neck. Okay, this is one coat of the All Shades Matter Mattifying Foundation, and it's actually done a pretty good job. And I will admit it has done a better job than the other foundation that I used last time. And the color match is also much better for me this time. And honestly, all credit to All Shades Matter for the tone match because it does look a lot like my natural skin tone, which is this on my shoulder. If you're a dark skin girly and you're looking for a foundation that has a really true undertone match, go for All Shades Matter because look at this. The undertone matches so nicely, but like I said, you can still see the difference in skin shade. I do want to get Ryan's reaction to one layer though. Let's see if I can get him to come and have a look.
Yep.
What do you think?
It's definitely covered more.
Yeah.
Than the other ones. You look burnt.
Do I? It looks better.
Have you layered it already?
No, this is one layer. I put a lot of it on though.
Can't white your ears, huh?
I know. So yeah, it does look good from afar, but when you see it close up, you can definitely still see the difference in shade, and this is a lot of product. Thankfully, All Shades Matter have a really nice formulation that it doesn't feel super heavy on the face, which is one of my biggest things and one of the reasons why I don't cover my face in one foundation because they're often very heavy, but this one actually feels okay. But like I said, you can still see the difference in skin shades, and no matter how much you add on, you can still see that it is a full face and a full cakey face of foundation, and that's what I don't like. I like my foundation to look like my skin, and even here where it's over my dark skin, it doesn't fully look like my skin. It looks like there's a full layer on top of it. It does appear very orange here where my lighter skin is, and that's because these foundations are not made to go over vitiligo. They're made to be color matched to your existing skin shade. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep adding layers as it dries, and there is so much product in my brush right now, so I might try and apply some other makeup products on top and then let's see what the foundation looks like. I definitely think I need to do a blush. Let's go for like a pinky and red toned blush. Now that's the blush that I'm going to use, and let's see if it shows up. It does. Alright, that is the blush on. Let's go for some contour. And the other thing about having so much product on my face is that the blush and contour brushes that I use is picking up a lot of the foundation. So a lot of these brushes I'm going to have to wash before I can use them again because there's just such a thick layer of foundation on my face. Let's do this shade of lipstick. Having brown lips looks so weird to me because for so long my lips have been very white. So having brown lips is just such a weird sensation to me, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna brush through my eyebrows. And this brow gel. This is a black brow gel by Mecca. And it's just gonna make my eyebrows stand out because they're currently covered in foundation. Alright, let's add some mascara. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara because I can't find my Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. It's usually my go-to for thick black lashes, but this one will do. I'm going to set this using the Milani Conceal and Perfect in Medium Deep, and it is this sort of shade. Before everyone comes at me for not setting my base, again, all my brushes are covered in foundation. Okay, this is my finished look. Oh my god, I've got product all over my hands. Anyway, this is the finished look, and as you can see, this product did a much better job than the last one that I did, but you can still see the difference between my skin shades. From afar, it looks really good, and you probably won't really be able to tell that I have vitiligo underneath. But when you look at it up close, you can definitely still see the line of where my skin changes colour. And this is a super good full coverage foundation. I feel like most of the other foundations that I own won't be able to do the same as this, which is another reason why I don't do a full face of just one foundation. The second reason is obviously my arms are covered in vitiligo, so you can clearly tell that I have vitiligo by my arms and my legs. So covering my face sort of doesn't do much for me because you'll usually be able to see the rest of my body, and honestly I don't have the time to color correct my whole body, so that is why I choose to match both of my shades. And this is also a lot of work. Like, all of my brushes, including the one I use for powder, the one I use for blush, the one I use for contour, they are all covered in foundation, because in order to get this sort of coverage I have to use a lot of product, and that is more product than I would ever use, especially with a really high coverage foundation and really thick coverage foundation like the All Shades Matter one. It also looks like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, and for anyone that sees me out in public, you can immediately say that I have got a full face of foundation, and it kind of looks cakey, not because of the product but because of the amount of product that I have on my face. Now I've moved the camera a little bit closer so you can see what my face looks like up close, and you can clearly still see that I have discoloration under my foundation. So I've just come over to a window where you can get a lot more natural light, and now you should be able to see better what this would look like in person. And while it has done a really good job of getting a much fuller coverage than the last foundation I used, you can still definitely see the line of vitiligo underneath. And I think it's really easy to tell between the difference on my face and the difference on even like the top of my arms, which are just my bare skin, that I have a full face of foundation on. Now before I go, I'm gonna get Ryan's reaction of me with makeup on. My teeth also look super white. That's so weird. And this lipstick looks very different on this shade of skin than it does on my lighter shade of skin too. But that's, again, all colour theory.
I don't like it. It doesn't even look like you. It definitely looks better than the other ones.
Yeah, definitely does.
I feel like that you lose face shape without having lighter.
Yeah. My face shape does feel weird having this on.
And your ears look so white.
My teeth also look so white.
You actually, yeah, your teeth do look really white.
All the comments telling me that I've got yellow teeth. It's just colour theory. And we also have warm lights on.
Does it look different in the actual sunlight? Even on the camera on here it looks okay, but in person I can see like every line. Maybe up closer. Yeah, up closer you can still see like the full outline going around your face.
And I think from afar you can tell that I've got a full face of makeup on.
Yeah.
Like I've got something, it's not skin.
Yeah, correct.
It doesn't look natural.
But from afar it looks okay.
Even like...
Yeah, see on camera that far away, it looks normal.
But then as soon as you move closer.
Yeah. You do look like you're from Geordie Shore.
For me specifically, I feel like this is more awkward. If I was to go out in public, people can clearly see that I'm trying to cover the vitiligo, especially because I have it on my hands and my arms and my legs.
If you had a full, like, long sleeve on, from a distance you wouldn't even notice.
But I think as you come closer, you'll be able to see the lines, and you can also tell, even from afar in person, you can tell that I have something really heavily on my face.
Yeah. You just look like you're wearing heavy makeup.
Yeah. And I feel like it's going to get on, like, everything. I've said it, but I still feel like it's going to get on everything.
A little bit, yeah.
So on all the clothes that I wear and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another reason why I don't do this. Anyway, that is the full look using about 4 times the amount of foundation that I usually would on my skin. I've taken some photos which I will upload on my Instagram. And yeah, if you've got any other suggestions, please leave them for me below. And let me know whether you want to see me try a vitiligo specific foundation, which I will do next. But for now, it's time to take it off. These are the Conserving Beauty makeup wipes, and they are so good. They're called the Instamelt Day Dissolver Wipe. They're an oil cleanser and a dissolving wipe. And I use these all the time. Just like, look at this. Look how well these work. That's like 2 swipes and I can see my skin underneath it. I might have to use more than one of these. Oh my god, they are like fully brown. And like I've been saying throughout the video, this is not what I choose to do. I don't like to cover my vitiligo, but it was still a cool experiment nonetheless. Okay, I definitely need another one of these. I'm slowly running out very quickly doing these videos. These are my favourite makeup wipes because they work so well. And I'm gonna have to get some more of them now. In the camera, it looks like I've got all the foundation off here. Might be just the viewfinder because my skin looks very white on the viewfinder. But in person, I can still tell that there's definitely still foundation on my white skin. So I might just have to do a proper cleanse, I think. I've used 2 full makeup wipes, and on the viewfinder it looks like I've taken it all off. Yeah. But in person, it... better. This was a clean towel and now I'm gonna have to put it straight back into the wash. Now I'm back to my skin and I feel so much better. This is how I prefer to be. This just is my skin. This is how I am, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think in society we have an emphasis on everyone having to look perfect, and that is so bad for all of our mental health because there's always something that we're told needs to be better and we need to look a certain way. I want to live in a society where having vitiligo is okay, being different is okay, and we celebrate each other just as we are. If you have vitiligo, I want you to know that you are perfect as you are, and you have a choice on how you want to present yourself to the world. You don't have to cover up your skin just because society tells you to, just because people might stare at you. I know that can sound uncomfortable to some people, and it's okay to feel like that. We have been taught that we constantly have to look perfect and be perfect and not show any major imperfections, as vitiligo can sometimes be seen as. But know that you are worthy as you are, and you don't have to cover up your vitiligo if you don't want to. It is totally up to you, and it is about how you see yourself, and I think that is one of the most important things. And the thing that brings me the most confidence is that I like the way that I am, and that is what fuels my confidence in showing my vitiligo and matching both my skin tones like I usually do. If you've got vitiligo and you're lacking a little bit of confidence, then this is a book that I would suggest you go and purchase. It's called I Absolutely Positively Love My Spots, and this is by Lydia C. Rivera. I really hope I'm saying your name correctly, and it is a picture book for children, about embracing and loving her spots. And on the inside it says, inspired by her own experience, author Lydia C. Rivera pens a fun and celebratory ode to children who were born to stand out. And this book is full of vibrant artworks that inspire all children to be themselves boldly and unapologetically. And while this is made for kids, I feel like this is such a good book for all of us adults to embrace our differences, whether you have spots like I do, or whether it's something else that other people may not know much about. We can love the skin that we're in and we will always win. And that all comes from confidence, and confidence takes time to be built. So don't be afraid to express yourself how you want to express yourself, and don't feel like you have to fit into a box just because society tells you to. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing something very different. I definitely enjoyed the experience of seeing what I would look like with a full face of brown foundation, but it is not for me. This is how I prefer to be, but I am intrigued in trying different things that you guys suggest. So if you want to see something, please let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to try it out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe over here for more videos. And this is how I usually do my everyday makeup. So if you want to go and check that out, please do. And yeah, I will see you next week.